Good afternoon. Today on DIY Solar Power with Papa, we are going to be making our own parallel cable for our lithium iron phosphate batteries from Battery Evo. We have two black, two red coming out of this one, and I'll show you what I did. I need a screwdriver. I took on this, and I took two different cords in here, and I had to cut a little bit off of these strands. The strands are this. I had to take probably about that much off. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that much off of each one of them, because I had to push two of these sets of wires into this one connector. So I had to take a little bit off to be able to squeeze it in there. When I did, I was able to crimp that with this crimping tool, and basically you can get this on Amazon, eBay. They're 40 to 60, maybe 70 bucks. So I put a 0 AWG in here. See if you can see that or not. 0 AWG. And what I did was I put it in here like this, and then I just kept pumping on it until it squeezed to where it pressed this in. Then on the next part here, I took this manual punch, put it in there, and then we actually used a hammer and just hammered down on that like 5 or 6 times until it was really pushed in there well, and we knew it wasn't going to come out. So the next thing I do on this is I usually put tape on these when I finish them up, just as an added protection, so there's no chance they can short out. So I just use some red electrical tape on the positive side. And I'm also, if there's any stray burrs of copper on the wire, I keep that in there and it can't short out somewhere. So I just do that, cut it off. Same thing on my black side. I just crimped it and then punched it. And once again, they're in there. They're not coming out. So just take care of any stray wires or anything. We're also going to wrap that side as well. Doesn't cost that much for this electrical tape. And I have the added peace of mind that none of these stray strands are going to short out anywhere. And I just pulling that kind of taunt going around that. Cut it. And when we put it in here, there's you should be able to see in there, there's a metal piece in there. This actually kind of goes like this. And you want to make sure, I don't know if you can see the difference on those two. This is the way you want it. This is the way it is. So there's an A on the top side that we're going to want to put it in this way. And there's a negative right here. So we're going to put it on this side. When we put it in there, we just put it in there and push on it. Ugh. And oops, push on it until it's all the way in and snaps, and it's not going to come out. So I don't know if you can see that in there or not, but that's in there. We're going to do the same thing on our positive side. We're going to have this end, I don't know if you can see that, where it's going to go in and going to go down on that. So push it in there. Makes it a little bit tougher when I add that tape, but you can still get it in there. It just takes some effort, and when you do get it in, you know it's not going to come out. Think we got it snapped in there? Yep. That's not coming out. So now on the other side, we just double punched it. We didn't use the crimper on this side at all. So we did that. And then once again, we taped it up. So the top two wires are going to go to one Anderson 175 connector over here. And then these over here on the bottom are going to go to another one. So we'll put those in. And once again, we're going to have the negative. That snaps in real easy. And the positive, again, we have where it's kind of like going down. And it snaps on that. If you can try and do that so you can see it pop in there. I don't know if you can see that or not. But those are in there. They're not going anywhere. So I'll show you how I punch that. I get these wires in the end connector, and you might have to twist it a little bit to get it in there. Let me get my cheaters on so I can see every strand is going in there. Okay, so I've got it in there, and this is going to be facing down on there, and I'm going to kind of just push it in on that so it holds. Now, I'm punching these from the other side, so I'm going to have to flip this over and, oops, so that lays flat like that. See the flat end, the smooth side is on this side and also on this side. And we're going to want the smooth side over here as well. So we have this one punched, and we're going to punch this one. So I'm just going to kind of make that tight in there. And on this punch I have, you just pull this up to, oops, do I have that right? No. Got it this way. No, I had it right. Okay, we're just going to pull that up, put it in there, and we're going to hold that, try and hold this cable in while we're holding this. If you can set it on the cement, it pounds a little better than it does on this cabinet, on this top. But I'm going to show you. I did 8 hits on that, and the better you can strike it, the better off you are. I don't know if you can see how well that crimped that. See, it was rounded completely. Now we're going to take and we're going to put it back in, and we're going to crimp a little bit more so we get that wire completely in there. Okay, so we got it in there. It's crimped really well. It's not coming out. And when we cut that off, this is what we cut off. We cut off this much of our casing on the outside. on all of these. And this is a two gauge wire, and I was able to just do it with some regular wire cutters. So I'm just going to take and tape this up. Make sure, once again, we don't have any loose strands or anything. Oops. And we will have a parallel set for our 24 volt or for 12 volts. I'm going to do something special with this. I'm going to even out my lithium batteries while they're not charging. Because when you get these batteries from Battery Evo, sometimes they'll be equally charged and sometimes they won't. And right now I don't have a battery charger. You can get one. They're like $165 or $169. I have to get one, but I don't have one yet. Okay, so we have that in there. Once again, this is on the flat side. There's a rounded side right there, and then there's the flat side. We want to make sure that when we do this, we have the flat side on all of these facing up. Just make sure you all have them facing the same way. It makes it a little bit easier so the wires don't get all twisted. So we're going to, oops. So I put that in there wrong, and I can show you on this. If you just stick a screwdriver in there and push that clip down, you can pull the wire back out. So I actually put that in the wrong one. So I was able to pull it back out. And we are going to put the positive in the positive side here. It's clipped in. And we're going to put the negative side in there. Okay, so we have that set up. Now we've just made a parallel cable of 2 gauge. You can see on there, it says 2 gauge. Now when I bought these, I bought them off of Amazon, and they come wrapped like this. And you get one set, and one set comes in a bag like this. There are a bunch of different people on there selling them, but I got these for $12.99 a piece, and they do come with the connectors that go inside the Anderson cable that connect to your cable in there. So you get 2. I bought so they're $12.99 for 2 of these. So it's like $6.50 a piece. So I bought a couple sets of these, and like I said, they'll come in a bag like this or whatever where they do it, but they'll come like this, and you just cut it open, and all the stuff you need is in there. So now we have that all made up, and it didn't take that long to do. I think that took the longest was to cut the red and black casing off the wire in order to make this. But this thing will last a lifetime. And with that 2 gauge cable, and it's rated for 130 degrees Celsius, which is pretty high. It's a pretty high temperature that it can reach. These will easily be able to work over here. So I'm going to take this over and see if I can't set it here. See, we have these batteries disconnected over here. So we can take and disconnect this one and this one. And now we're going to take and make sure we've got our negative in, our negative and our negative. And now we have 2 12-volt batteries in parallel. And we could do the same thing. We could make another one of these and this, and then we could take this series, and we could do whatever we want. This right here is making a series, is making 24 volts. This is making a 12 volt. So we could make a 12 volt with this, a 12 volt with a parallel on this, and then put them together with these, and we'd be able to put those in series to make a 12 bank, 12 volt bank into a 24 bank. Or we could just do it the way I have it with this set up, where this goes to one battery. It's got a black and a blue, and then you got the blue connecting to the other battery. So the blue is the positive on one, and it's the negative on the other. So you're going positive to negative. And then you have your negative on the end of one side, positive on the other. You can see that right here. That goes into there. And then, so when you come out of here, you're going to have, if you were to take a read off of this one that's plugged into two 12-volt batteries, you will have 24 volts. So pretty easy to do. Now what I'm going to do is this battery right here and this battery right here are a little bit out. So this one's 13.3 and this one is 13.1. So if I take overnight, let's see, these are both shut off, so I can disconnect this because the 24 volt inverter is not on. I can actually, this is what I wanted it for. I'm going to leave this overnight, and with these two together on here, I will be able to, with that turned off, I will be able to take and connect it to the bus bar over here because these are shut off. I don't know if you can see it, but the inverters here are shut off by these right here, these DC switches. And there's no solar coming in or no grid coming in. So what that will do is that'll balance out the voltage between the two batteries. And if it's at, it's already working. So plugging that in, this was 13.3 and this was 13.1. Now this is 13.2 and this is 13.1. So it's starting to take voltage from this one and move it over here. So we should have a 13.2 on both of these, I would think, tomorrow morning when I come out. So I'm just going to use these two tonight. Don't need to use these two. And we'll see how that works. So anyways, I just wanted to show you how to make a parallel cable. And that's about 24 inches long on it. And I'll be able to make another one. And what I did was I had bought these black and red cables from Harbor Freight, and they're 6 feet long on there. So I was able to cut that basically in half. I actually cut it into thirds. So here's a third, and here's the other third of it. So it's about almost 24 inches on each one of these sections. Now on this one, I will be able to make a connector for my bus bar where I'll have the black lead, the red lead, and I'll be able to run it into here. And I had that extra one here, so I've already got the connection on the end for the bus bar battery, and then I can put this on this end, and then I still have another set here and another set over here. So like I said, I got those on Amazon, $12.99 a piece. They were next day delivery, so they were within 24 hours I got them. And Harbor Freight for your cable. Amazon, I got this on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon or eBay. I got this on Amazon a couple days ago, and this was, I believe, $14.99. So Actually came in a box right there. I don't know if you can read it or not. Leave it on there. Battery and welding cable thing. So pretty easy to do. Doesn't take much effort. Anyways, we're going to get back to our batteries. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I hope you have a truly wonderful and extremely blessed day. We'll see you on the next video.